Hi everybody. My name is Robin Verhoff. I'm in the global business development team, and I'm here joined with some of our leaders and our partners. We're launching a new digital partner program, and we're really excited and looking forward to the outcomes and helping our customers achieve those throughout their digital journey. So I'm here joined with a couple of our partners, our strategic partners here. So to my right, I have Walt Hearn. Walt Hearn joins me from ANSYS. We have from Accenture's Digital, we have Dave Rutkowski and Catherine Kinnicker from PTC and David Epp from Microsoft. So we know that no single organization can really help our customers through their entire journey of digital transformation, which is why we really put a strong emphasis in partnering. And what our partner program really is to create more of an integrated ecosystem from end to end, from the planning phase and advising our customers, all the way to designing and helping them through simulation models and through their technology, and all the way to the end of executing and actually helping them deliver those outcomes that they're looking for from an industrial operations perspective. So I have a couple of questions for our panelists here. Thank you guys for joining me. So first off, I'm going to ask them a question that I'd like for all of you guys to answer because I think it's really important. A lot of people are really curious about our partnerships with each and every one of you and what it actually means for customers. So can you tell me a little bit of how you're working with Rockwell Automation to tackle some of these challenges that our customers are facing in industrial operations?
Yeah, no, so we're really excited about the partnership between ANSYS and Rockwell Automation. We think that bringing the two companies together can provide great business outcomes for our customers, really in two ways. One way is through operational efficiency on the factory floor, and the second is by reducing downtime, right? And so we're going to do that because today when you design a factory line, you have to do that physically. You have to design it, you have to test it, and so that takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money. So if we can do that virtually through simulation, we can reduce and optimize the factory line much more efficiently. Now with reducing downtime today, a lot of ways that we're predicting downtime is through data analytics. And data analytics really gets you about 60% of the way there. So if we can bring simulation into that process, we can make data analytics much more intelligent, therefore predicting downtime on the factory floor.
Yeah. Dave, you guys have a bit of a unique approach in this, being Accenture. Tell me a little more about that.
Yeah, I think there's a couple challenges that we're trying to address here. One is, how do we provide insights that are actionable? And we do that by, number one, being very deliberate and setting these things up with the intention always of knowing what's the action that's going to come out of this. And so we're very focused on that. The other thing we're doing is we're pulling data directly off of the PLCs. It's actual hard data. So it's not subject to the bias of the plant operator or misinterpretation. And so it can be used to drive real actions more effectively. I think the other challenge that we're trying to work on is not only driving improvements within the four walls of a plant, but beyond that as well. So we're looking at the full end-to-end supply chain from the origin of the raw materials coming in through the process, and then all the way through to the product getting to the end consumer. And we've worked together to develop a prototype that leverages multiple parts of Rockwell's technology stack and focuses on a couple of different use cases like yield optimization and track and trace in order to be able to look beyond just the plant and the full supply chain, providing a much broader set of benefits to customers.
Yeah, that's great. I'm looking forward to that. How about Catherine?
The partnership between PTC and Rockwell is really, really strategic given the investment from Rockwell into PTC. But from a customer perspective, there's four key areas that we're focused on from an overall smart connected operations perspective. The first area is enterprise operational intelligence. So basically the first and foremost, you need to give people access to the data and visibility and standardized KPIs. And there's many use cases behind that. The second area is intelligent asset optimization. So having assets like you were mentioning, running and uptime is really, really important. So minimizing scheduled and unscheduled downtime and really predicting that and really reducing the time for repair when an asset is being repaired. The third area is digital workforce productivity. So really, how do we improve the workforce's training, knowledge, safety, and productivity? And AR is playing a big role there, but it's not just AR, it's real-time access to data. So we have a lot of workforce productivity solutions with Rockwell that are really delivering value. And then the last area is an area that Rockwell has been kings at for quite a while, scalable production management. And so really, how do you improve throughput, et cetera? And so we put package solutions together that really, from a customer's perspective, the idea is to quick time to value and then expand from there. So
That's great.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, the platform is really good.
Yeah.
All right, so David, can you tell us a little more about the customer challenges that you guys are helping us with from Microsoft?
Yeah, so I really appreciate, Robin, the opportunity to be here with you today. I'm going to take a step back from some of my peers here in that we've been in the partnering business our entire life.
That's right.
Like partnering is in the Microsoft DNA, all the way back to the early days of Windows. And primarily that's driven out of the fact that we realize that our customers aren't really interested in buying technology. They're trying to buy outcomes. They're trying to buy a solution. They want to do more and achieve more. And technology is only a part of that.
Yeah.
And so what we've learned is that by marrying up the world's leading technology platform, by marrying up technology like artificial intelligence, mixed reality, cloud computing, by combining these things with the industry-leading expertise from our partners like Accenture, like ANSYS, like PTC, and like Rockwell, we create something truly magical and transformational for our customers. We help them to achieve the ultimate goals that they have, which is to be the greatest and best versions of themselves.
Yeah, that's great. And I want to touch on a point that you mentioned about the technology. Each one of you guys have provided and worked with Rockwell Automation to provide some sort of outcome from a technology perspective. And so I want to hone in on this one with Walt first. So customers are hearing a lot about your simulation-based digital model and digital twin from ANSYS.
Yeah.
So tell me a little more, how does this fulfill a technology need for customers to really round out the full digital thread?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So when we look at what is a digital twin from ANSYS, right? So a digital twin is a simulation-based model that's for a product or process that's connected to the operations, right? And so how that's providing value to the entire digital thread is when you look at it, you have the product design, you have the operation of the product, and then the maintenance. And so if we can take a digital model of those assets, a simulation model, and connect it into the entire workflow, we can impact all three of areas of those business, right? So we can make the design much better, we can make the operations more efficient, and we can make the maintenance, we can predict downtime much more efficiently. And so that's where we see it impacting the entire digital thread.
I like that. That's really interesting. Now, with Accenture, you guys have taken a bit of a different approach because change just can't happen from a technology perspective. It has to happen really from an organization and a business need, and really from a cultural perspective. So with your guys' background, tell me a little more about what you've seen working with customers and the changes that need to happen in our industry so that customers can actually take advantage of the technology platforms we're talking about.
Yeah, and I'll just add to what Dave said that our clients are not making these decisions to invest based strictly on the technology. They need to see the business benefits. And so the way we do that is with a focus on speed to value. And specifically we have an approach called thin slicing, where rather than design and build out a full end-to-end solution and then go deploy it, we will start out with what we call a thin slice, which is kind of the smallest logical unit of work that goes end-to-end and provides the customer with some value. And we will build that and deploy it to the customer in a matter of weeks. Get feedback from the customer on that, and then based on that, that will inform the next thin slice and the next thin slice after that. And so that assures us that the approach we're taking is always going in the right direction because it's always based on the input from the customer. And the other thing that it does is it provides immediate value and visibility of that value to the customer. So they get a quick win, they can understand where this is going and be confident to continue to invest. And then the last thing it does is it tells us when to stop, right? Because as we get to the point where the next thin slice, we're getting diminishing returns, we know we've extracted the value out of that area. We can stop and pivot and invest somewhere else.
Interesting. I'm keen on that for sure. So, and we talked a lot about partnerships here, specifically with Microsoft and with PTC. So I'm going to hone in a little bit on the partnerships.
Sure.
We launched the partnership with PTC about 1.5 years ago.
Yep.
And so, CK, I want to hear a little more of what you think that partnership has provided for customers, and what's been the most surprising thing over the last 18 months working with Rockwell?
Yeah, so overall the partnership has been absolutely terrific, and not just for both of us, but I think also for customers. Honing off of what you're saying, Dave, the big requirement is quick time to value, and people don't want long science projects. And so one of the over and over feedback that we're getting from clients is that they're able to deploy, do something small, start small, think big, start small, and then scale from there. And so already we've seen multiple expansions from original projects that we've done, and many multi-site expansions. I think the big surprise for me with the Rockwell relationship was, as I mentioned earlier, the nexus of our partnership was around smart connected operations. But we learned very quickly that Rockwell has a huge installed base of customers that are OEMs. And all of these, what we would call machine builders at PTC, see huge value in both adding augmented reality or what we call smart connected product features to enable them to remotely monitor, service, and add value to their customers. So there was a complete other additional trajectory to our relationship that I probably hadn't thought about as much before we started. So that's been a wonderful surprise.
Yeah, that's interesting. And what have you seen has been some of the biggest customer outcomes that they've actually experienced?
Just very good return on productivity,
Yeah.
productivity enhancements, and then workforce productivity. So using AR was the other thing that we hadn't quite planned on, it being a needle mover for us, and there's a lot of adoption in your customer base looking for AR to enhance the productivity of their workers and dealing with that workforce shortage problem. So the knowledge transfer to more unskilled workers from highly skilled workers.
That's
with
right.
our Vuforia Expert Capture product has been
Interesting.
outstanding.
Yeah, great. Dave, I want to go ahead and hone in on what you were talking about before. Partnering's no new concept for Rockwell Automation nor Microsoft. In fact, Microsoft has been a partner with Rockwell for over 15 years. So, but in that 15 years, if you think back on that, the cloud technology was not adopted in manufacturing 15 years ago. Now it's starting to become more widely accepted in industrial automation and manufacturing. So tell me a little more of how you feel the partnership with Rockwell has helped companies understand what cloud can actually do for their business.
Yeah, well, thanks for the question. So, I am continually humbled by the things that our partners can create on our platform and the directions they take us in enhancing and expanding and adjusting, course correcting our strategy when it comes to for example, the cloud. One of the fundamental tenets of the Microsoft Cloud strategy from the very beginning was hybrid, right? We always understood, because of our long-standing work with partners like Rockwell and with partners and with customers, we knew that customers didn't want one flavor of cloud. We knew that whether they wanted it or not, in many cases it wasn't feasible for them to do so. And so, as a result, our partnerships and our customer relationships helped to inform our directions and helped us to adjust strategy to take into account concepts like disconnected plant floors, like latency time in key geographies, like regulatory compliance that stands in the way of leveraging cloud computing. And as a result, rather than seeing that as a barrier to the adoption of new technology, it's helped us to actually expand, create more flexibility in the platform to allow our customers to take advantage of it. I mean, one of the fundamental things that we believe is that businesses ought not to conform themselves to reform themselves based on technology, but rather technology should conform to the business goals and objectives that our customers are trying to drive.
That's right. That makes a lot of sense, and we've been working with you for a long time. We intend to continue that relationship for a lot more
And thank you,
a lot longer. So, all right. Hey, thank you guys for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it, and I think our customers appreciate it just as much. So we really appreciate it. So I want to take a moment to thank them for all of their perspectives. I do firmly believe that with a more connected partnering system with the digital partner program, we're going to be able to really help customers take it to the next level and really help, again, expand human capabilities than what we already can today. And I'm looking forward to that and really helping our customers achieve the connected enterprise and do that securely, smart, and just in multiple different ways with these partners. So thank you again.
Thank
you.
And
we are looking forward to the rest of the week. If you want more information on the Digital Partner Program, you can visit booth 920 at the Automation Fair Show.
Great. Thank you.